So first thing first, I want to get through like everybody's like socials. If you want to name out your socials and whatnot, so that people want to go ahead and check you out, they'll be in the video in the description. So solid, you can go ahead and do yours.
Uh, I you said you put in a link, but I assume I can say right here.
Yeah.
My YouTube is just all also Twitter, Eat the
Mhm.
Herb, which is a funky username, but oh well.
Demon.
Let's see.
I don't have any socials.
Bros,
Fair enough.
you know
Hunter?
what? We gotta get you a YouTube, bro. We gotta make you a YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Oh
I
god.
need to make one.
Indeed,
I need to
indeed.
make one ASAP.
Hunter,
Yeah,
what about
I
you?
have none too. I'm just existing.
Shit out of breath. Alright, but let's go ahead and talk about some of the Sparking Zero issues and how Bandai could possibly fix this game to be the better. So
Let me invite my friend onto the game if you don't mind.
that's fine. So real
Oh,
shit
sorry.
though. What is the one thing definitely say Sparking Zero did right?
One thing I did that I think right, honestly, I kind of like for what the combo system seems limited, it also feels really interesting at the same time. It also, the netcode is really good. Probably one of the best netcode I've ever seen for an arena fighter, other than Zenkai Battle Royale, period. Like, it's really good.
Nah, I had to agree with Solid. Honestly, the netcode is definitely one of the best arena fighters netcode I've ever played. Quite a long time.
You
ever
can
since
give them
the-
also an example for the netcode because like I'm from Iraq. I live in Iraq, and I do play with Vibin and Solid. They are like in America, and it's like mostly just like flawless for me. It's like 1,000 times better than any netcode I ever seen.
Well, at least in terms of like compared to Dolphin, I think if we played with like Street Fighter.
Oh
6,
yeah, as day and night.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Vibin, your question was like, what is like good about the game?
What is the one
What
thing?
was the question?
What is the one thing you can confidently say that Sparking Zero did right?
I mean, the graphics is like the best graphics I ever seen.
I
in
feel like
any
it's a
Dragon Ball
given
game.
though.
I mean, it's like it's a given. It's like it just looks so beautiful. And like, there's one other thing which is like still sometimes looks weird, which is like the camera work. When I first saw it, I was saying like it's kind of annoying. You
That was actually
always
really
like look
good.
at the other character. I think it's pretty good. It's like I have no complaints about it. Actually, I just think it's good.
That's good shit. That's good shit. Yeah, honestly, I just say the same thing. Honestly, its graphics are obviously beautiful. I mean, the only nitpick I can really say about the camera is that when you fight against giants, it's kind of wonky.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. That needs some tuning.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
besides that, like regular battles, it's actually pretty fine. It's fire. Going on to our next question. Do y'all believe Sparking Zero is the prime example of a successor compared to its ancestors?
No. I think if we're talking about like an arena fights in general, I guess maybe. But if we're talking about successors to an are you talking about successor like a sequel type or just like
Sequel.
because I still think Tenkaichi 1 to 2 is still one of the biggest leaps that we ever seen in an anime game, period. Like another really good anime arena fighter that we went from is Storm 2 to Storm Gens, one of the best arena fighters. And the you went from Storm 2 and Storm 1. Storm 2 is really good, I think, still. But Storm Gens just blows out of the water. It's like the best competitive Storm game. And what's it called? I don't really have any more things. I think Hunter can talk.
About like, is the true successor for BT3? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that question.
I mean, is what constitute like a successor? If it's like a direct successor by like the name, like the company wanted
Maybe
to
Not,
is
do.
it a
not just
really-
by like the name, but like overall gameplay content.
I mean,
that
it is,
provides.
but the question should be: is it a good successor? Is it
Yeah,
an
that's my question. I
actual
think
like
that's what he
yeah?
asked. Honestly, I think that's
Which
what he
is
asked.
yeah, successor. It is a successor, but is it a better like? Is it better than the previous version? No, like in a lot of senses, not better.
Hmm.
So it is a successor, but it is also like a regressor. There's a lot of things that is
Need
more
to
similar
iron
to
out.
BT 1 and 2, more
Yeah.
than 3. So it's like a successor who is a regressor. I don't know how to say it.
Well, I think it depends because I think if it takes some good stuff from Tenkaichi 2, it would be good. But the issue is that from what we're seeing, it takes a lot
They
of
took
issues that
the
T2.
negative things.
Yeah, and I'm like, how?
I
That's the
think
main
they
issue.
they didn't play it. They didn't play BT3. Like they were not deep in it enough. They're not the same people who fix the things.
I think
They were the same people who like have
I
their
know.
signature on it.
I know this is probably an issue that's gonna come up on the podcast. I mean, the topic, but I'll just say it right here. I think a lot of the issue in this game literally just comes from the fact that they removed a lot of things for Tenkaichi 3 that fixed issues that were in Tenkaichi 1 and 2. So
Yeah,
he removed
that's
those.
why it's a regressor. Yeah, it's just like they unfixed. Like they were fixed. They just ruined what they fixed. Which is like, why would you do that? Unless you don't
Yeah.
know that is like this is happening.
Yo, if I'm not mistaken, when they invited Grandmaster Hawk to like one of their events, and Hawk was like showcasing like the flanking mechanic from BT3 over to Sparking Zero, and they took that out. Like that's like a one prime example of like how they dumbed this game down compared to like BT3 and shit like that.
But
Yeah.
like, I get what you mean. But do you mean like they look at that and they said this is too much, or they just like this is just an
that's
example
what it
for the
seems
difference?
like. Because when you think about it now, right? Not to like point guns and shots at people that's in the casual size. Like obviously we need our casuals and whatnot, but that's mainly who they are, catering towards. So if they think that this is way too much for like the average person, for the casual players, they will go ahead and try to fix those mistakes and try to correct it so that they don't have to deal with that problem, so they can try to keep that fan base going.
By the way, off topic, do you think Sonny can join the recording or?
Sure.
Okay, actually,
Okay, I will go first on this point about like the casuals and Grandmaster Hawk appearance.
Hmm.
I don't think like the appearance of Grandmaster Hawk had any effect. I don't think they even looked at it. I mean, the actual developers.
well,
I
the
don't
thing
think
is,
they.
I
Effect
recall.
in what way?
If I recall right, Hawk told me about this. This is not private info, but he said that when Grateful and Hawk were playing, when they were playing, a lot of the Bandai reps, they actually saw and they were like, "Hey, we want you to play Sparking Zero early." They actually told them they want them to play it early, but apparently Bandai didn't really let them that much. So it would have been interesting. I think the devs definitely saw it. They were impressed. They when
Like, do you think they got affected by that? They like made decisions upon
Yeah,
that
because here's the
of
thing,
that?
that they did talk about advanced players in various interviews, including you know how in Tenkaichi 2 and 3 we used to like slow down the combos on purpose so they can't Z counter easily. Remember that? They literally talked about that in the interview. Jun Furutani talked about it. But what I think happened was that let's say Jun Furutani brought that up while like talking to the developers, and you're like, "Hey, that's kind of a good idea." But I think Bandai was like, we don't want to scare off consumers." That's also what happened. What I noticed, if you saw the Japanese builds during Summer Game Fest, you notice the dashes they didn't pause. You could literally chain them together. Now they're gone. So
Yeah, you mean the previous build, right?
yeah.
Which is they were much better than anything we have now. But the question is, why did they change their minds? Why did they like made it worse?
Is it really easy? Playtesters didn't like it. That's simple. Why else wouldn't they change it? Because they have like they have to appeal to the people who gonna buy the game.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think they brought actual like professionals.
Oh yeah, they brought people who just played the game. Maybe did a rush combo step in, but otherwise, this is not really offense. That's just how it is.
Yeah, that's my point, which is like their understanding of the casuals is not an actual understanding. They simply don't understand what's gonna appeal to the casuals now or later. They
But
like they don't know because if they actually make it like a skill game, like Tenkaichi 3, it would actually appeal to the casuals later on because like there is like levels to it. You can actually level up with your skills,
but
unlike just like being dumbed down.
it was
I don't think
really
they
funny.
understand the process.
Just a side note, I think it's really funny, like how people were like, "Oh, the game Tenkaichi shouldn't be competitive. There's not really much mechanics." But if you notice, every time they play, they find something new. That's a good thing. Like, right? People want to play for more than 5 minutes. The issue is that, well, I was gonna say properly, is that the other issue is that you literally, the game is kind of limited. It's you're. Oh, damn!
Yeah.
I can't block it.
Because,
What's it called?
God.
You,
I'm whooping his ass if anyone like thinking.
yeah, you're using Broly. Shut up.
everybody because everybody's approaching this game as a party game, quote unquote. But actually,
This is
when you see
The-
all those live streams about competitive recently, it's literally it has potential to like have a 3v3 versus 3 you know fighting tournament audience.
I'm using all Vegeta team. Meanwhile, he has to sweat with Hit and Broly.
God, stop complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm just
So-
saying. I'm just pointing it out. you're struggling against all.
Yeah,
Vegeta.
Blue Vegeta, shut up.
Well,
So
okay.
on the
he's-
point of party game, like I don't mind calling this a party game. It could be a party game, but it could be also a fun party game instead of like a dumb, broken, non-skill party game.
The issue is that a lot of people like to say these games like, "Oh, it's a party game. Oh, it's this. It's that." A game can have multiple genres, and Tenkaichi
It's still
was
a
developed.
fighting game though. It's
Yeah,
still
I was gonna say this. The Tenkaichi games were developed as a sandbox and fighting game. You're supposed to play either as a Dragon Ball simulator or you're gonna play it like a fighting game, right? The issue is that they're going too much into one route, and that prevents it from being a game that can be played more than like around a few hours. In terms of other than mashing square.
I mean, a
I
good
agree.
prime example is if you look at Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Like Melee, even Sakurai, he even said this game was supposed to be, if not a party game, you know, and yet people found text, they found wave dashing, they found.
Oh yeah, wave dashing was
intentional.
intentional. Funny enough.
Oh
Sakurai
wow,
talked about it.
really?
Yeah, I forgot. I need to ask Sakurai for the interview, but Sakurai literally said the wave dashing was pretty much intentional.
Oh, that's
It was.
But like,
The issue is that people say, "Oh, it's a casual fighting game." That is so dumb because developers can still add things they like, aka depth to it. Because depth doesn't mean competitive. Having depth to a game is nothing bad. Adding it makes sure that you can play the game and do more things that other people can't if you put in the time into it. Zero Annihilated, for example, is the best Tenkaichi 2 player, at least for right now. And he was originally a Smash Melee player, and he made a whole series called The Death of Tenkaichi. It's mainly a guide of Tenkaichi 2, but at the same time, it's kind of a mindset of Tenkaichi. It's about approaching Tenkaichi as a fighting game and his experience as a FGC, like showing how it can relate to the FGC in terms of strafing, zoning, etc. Sparking Zero can have these. The issue is that it kind of lacks it or goes all in on it. So neutral, for example, Tenkaichi 2 and 3, you have good neutral, but it's not entirely the game. It doesn't. If let's say you're trying to quote unquote cheese, the neutral isn't what's the issue. Like there isn't a cheese where you entirely zone or neutral. Sparking Zero right now has a huge issue with key infinites. Oh, well, kind of infinite, but
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
the key blast on max power mode, and forcing you to use charge key blast like as an opening most of the time,
yeah.
and pretty much playing like a neutral 24/7, trying to find an opening after a charge key blast. Anyways, sorry.
I mean, I have a question, although it's like vibing podcast in a way. But do you think like the current meta is like the perfect for casuals, or like
Well,
a thing with more skill will be even better for casuals, like for the actual cells and the amount
oh,
of
you
people who are
actually
playing the
remind me.
game?
I was about to say something because I forgot about it. But you know how casuals always they're- I almost forgot about it. They play Tenkaichi 3, and they're like, "Hey, man, there's so many things that you can do in this game." And now in Sparking Zero, they're kind of bored. There's nothing to do. What's funny is that they complain about competitiveness in Tenkaichi 3 or 2, but then don't realize that reason of being competitive can make the game float, where you can have a interesting meta. And this game, the meta is it's so annoying that even casuals are getting affected. Yeah, people always say, "Oh, this game should be balanced,"
It's
but
different
balancing is a
balance.
game design perspective, not just a competitive design. People, the game doesn't need to be fine tuned. Like, so we're gonna establish this. There's old school fighting game balance and new school, like modern fighting game balance. A lot of fighting games in the past really, me- really balance themselves over the mechanics. So, like, if you have characters that technically you could beat really easily, but it can still be won really well if you know the mechanics well, like Earth Strike and stuff, kind of. In Tenkaichi 3, you can play as what? Uh, let's say I pick Super Saiyan Vegeta. I go against a Gogeta 4 main, right? On Tenkaichi 3. If I know how to use the mechanics at least decently, I can Z counter them, I can punish them properly, I don't have to worry. In Sparking Zero, because that's just balancing. It's not just they didn't fine tune the characters. They just made the game around the mechanics, so you can play any character properly. Sparking Zero is kind of having an issue where Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is doing almost 2 bars for a one melee combo, and that's not just like having quote unquote floor balancing. Just isn't good game design, in my opinion.
Agreed.
But do you think this is better for the future of
No,
the game,
it
for the
it
life of the
makes it
game?
it makes it like Paige said. The game, if the game is like this for the next few months, the competitive scene or even the casual scene is gonna get bored of the game. Why play a game where you can just easily choose someone else and beat the crap out of them without
Yeah,
having
this
proper?
is my point. Like they don't understand the actual like they don't understand the mindset of the casual nor like the actual
They
like pros
understand the
or
casual. I just think
then why don't they
the
want
issue
it
that
to have
they
longer
didn't.
life?
They need a beta test. They just need a beta test. I said it 100 times, 100,000 times. They need a beta test. We wouldn't have these issues if they just had a universal beta test where
I
everyone
think
can actually report issues instead of people just playing on the
Oh,
PS5 on the
I
random
mean, to
think
be
California
honest,
store.
like what's really dragging the game down right now, like there's mainly one thing that is
Oh, that's
it's the
Sony, by the way.
blast stock system, but
Oh yeah, Blast Talks. We'll get into
like
that. By the
the
way,
fact that if you're literally on the opposing side, you're getting beat up, your blast stock just regens so fast, you're better off just letting the person hit you so you could just
by
have
the
an
way,
easy blast one or something.
this
yeah.
yeah,
This
that's
is
it.
like I
Sony.
think the biggest problem is like
That
the
literally is
what do
the
you call
biggest
it?
problem because the game rewards
Yeah,
you
yeah.
for getting
The
beat up.
Blastox
Like
is
it
the
makes
biggest
no
problem in the
sense.
game. We all
It's
agree
one of
on
the
that.
biggest. There's multiple. Blastox, the issue is that this game pretty much is kind of weird because it rewards defense a lot, but at the same time rewards you getting hit a lot.
It
Like
literally rewards you for getting beat up. Like that's the problem.
it doesn't. What? No, it also. You know what's worse? If you attack from behind, you get the opponent gets more Blastox. That kind of even the casual, even the tutorial emphasizes you on movement to get around the opponent for attacking from behind in Tenkaichi games because you do more damage and less counters. Now they remove the extra damage from the back. Now it's just less counters. But guess what? They get more Blastox. So why attack them from behind? If you're good at super counters, why attack them from behind? Why attack like super perceptions just kind of knock you out, but like they're not crap. So it just
I think
removes.
I
Just
think the
put the
game got
icing on the
released too
top of the
early.
cake.
The
Like
game's not even
when you
finished yet
combine that
completely.
with the endless C count advantage battles, is like you're just stuck in that until somebody just decides to mess up their time, and like even if you have low key, it doesn't even like leave you behind the person anymore. It's never ending.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a different question. Like, this is gonna like derail us from the point. We're gonna go be all over the place if we're just gonna mention random complaints. So
Yeah.
I feel like Vibin have a different question for now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back on your question, Hunter, about the whole casual aspect. Do I think if Bandai actually understands them? It's a mixed bag. It's a 50-50 because you got, if you look on Twitter, even on YouTube, people are complaining about Yajirobe. But then there's also people that's not complaining about Yajirobe, defending for Bandai and the game, saying like, "Oh, it's supposed to be unbalanced. You know, it's supposed to be like this. Why you
These
guys
are the
complaining?"
Yajirobe players. These
Not
are the
even
Yajirobe
Yajirobe.
players.
Yeah, but like even
Yeah.
still, it's like even if they're not those Yajirobe players, they are still defending them for that game because again, they're saying that this is supposed to be an unbalanced game. Now, am I the only one that's crazy to think when they said that this game is supposed to be unbalanced, supposed to be scaling to each character from the anime slash manga? You would have thought that the fusions would have been canonically the better character, right? But why do I see Yajirobe, somebody that's supposed to be the lowest scale
That
of
throws
the
me as
anime?
well.
Videl,
Yeah, it's like it's
the
shit like
Android.
that. So it's like I don't mind
Why are
this
they
game
on
being
top?
unbalanced. It's just why are they up here? You know,
Yeah, why Dictator Willow is like top tier though?
Yeah, it's shit like that.
I think that whole the developers and producer kind of, I think they should have really just said we're gonna focus on balancing like the old Tenkaichi games, because the old Tenkaichi games technically focused on to an extent lore balancing, right? But they realized if you just focus on lore balancing, it just kind of makes the game boring. So they spruced up by making they balance the mechanics. They really should have said we're gonna focus on balancing the mechanics more than the characters, and having a little bit more emphasis on lore balancing, and that would have fixed everything. Because people would be like, yeah, I get why fusions are still one of the best characters, but if we're going by mechanics, Yajirobe can still be a top tier. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I mean,
You just poured game design in some areas. Like, I'm being as honest as I can because I'm somebody that plays rank literally throughout my day from time to time, and it just gets more annoying when you see the same things over and over and
it's
Agreed.
over
boring.
and over and
And
over again.
and to say they're saying it's not gonna be a competitive game, why did they add a competitive mode? Why did they focus on their DP section? Why did they think about like just overall like? I just think
Because it's to attract players that don't really like this genre of game, I guess, or this series.
either way, I think it's just kind of a disserve. Like they know, they even talked about interviews about advanced Tenkaichi players. Why do a disservice to them? Pretty much a little bit.
But
Like I'm not
I
saying
think
to
this is a
cater to
different
veterans or
point.
what.
This is like a different point about like the balance. This, like,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a different question. The actual question is, do Bandai actually understand that what they did is the best for the longevity of the game? I don't think they do understand
No,
that.
I
If
don't
they
think so.
do, they will not make it as repetitive as it is. They will not make it as boring as it is. As Saul said, if they actually made like a demo or whatever, a beta, then we're gonna get more of like feedback for that. So I think what Salah said is like he's like optimistic about the future
I'm
because
very
like, are you optimistic, Solid?
yeah, because of what's happening right now, all the Japanese players are annoyed by the patch. Like, because they're annoyed by the Blastock issue and
Yeah.
some of that.
Which is, I think that's the main question that's gonna come later, which is it's not about the balance for the characters, it's about the balance for the mechanics. The mechanics is the problems, not the balance.
Yeah.
So that's a different question, but the main question is like I think the developers they don't really understand what is best for the longevity of the game. They don't understand that if there's a skill needed, then the life of the game gonna be like expanded like massively. They don't understand that. Why? That's why they made it this dumbly like dumbed down, watered down.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like they don't really understand.
The main issue, as I said, they fixed the blast stock system. It's a lot of complaints that would drop. This should
Oh,
be
for sure, for sure. So,
I
Vipin,
mean,
you have another question? Or we
I'm
can like
literally telling you
jump and
this
ask
because I
each
got
other.
off rank like 15 minutes ago, and whether or not you have more health than the other person, the minute they use a blast one and an unblockable ult, it just makes it feel not rewarding, bro. I
Yeah.
get tired of it.
The issue that the game doesn't feel as rewarding. It just feels like an infinite loop of just
It rewards the opponent.
Certain things, yeah.
yeah. But what's the next question? I think.
All right, so technically, I'm gonna be hitting y'all with 2 questions. All right,
Okay.
so what is 2 things you could bring into this game mechanically wise from the BT series that you want to see in Sparking Zero, and what are some 2 things that you want to see either fixed or removed from Sparking Zero?
So
That's a good
who wants to
question.
go first?
You can go first, so.
You can go
You could
first.
go
I think you can go first. I already went first
Okay,
many
I
times.
mean, I already have
I'll
one
go
off the
first.
top
I'll
of
go
my
first.
I already
I'll
went
go first.
first too many times. I think.
Okay, I'll go first. Like a fixed thing I want to be fixed is like the super counter, or like the Z counter, which is you can't do any combo without getting Z countered within 2 seconds. This is what do you call it? Discourage people from doing a combo. Like it's not worth it for me to do a combo. It's not worth it for me to learn how to do a combo. I will just get Z countered. It's so goddamn easy to just spam forward and square. You get a Z counter. That makes a lot of things useless. If they need like to adjust that to make it harder. So you need to put some skill, some time.
There's
So
already
when
2
you get Z
frames.
countered,
Like BT3.
Just fix the cooldown.
like
That's the issue.
BT3, or even if it's a bit easier than BT3, at least like harder. Like you
Yeah.
can't just mash. You
No,
can't just
no,
mash and get it.
Hunter. The frame timing is still the same. We did through the files.
Yeah,
Just
which is
cooldown.
like the
Yeah.
cooldown. The cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about
Also,
the cooldown.
there's no you can there's what's it called? I forgot. I think it was recess or something around that. But yeah, I get your point.
I think that's the
Yeah,
problem.
which is like you can because the cooldown is so like minimalistic. You can just spam and you're gonna get it.
Mhm.
So if they don't fix
Yeah.
this, a lot of things gonna be nullified. You can't do combos. You can't do many things. You just get countered, and this is boring. That just makes a lot of things like you don't invest in these things. And the other thing that I want them to fix is like, I mean, actually, there's 2 things. I will just break there. I'll say 2 things, which is the perception. You can just spam perception. It's gonna counter like 80% of the
Super
things in the
perception,
game.
not
Yeah,
right.
super
Perception is
perception.
fine.
Even
Perception-
perception, yeah.
No, perception is a
Yeah,
counter attack. It's literally the
I
counter.
agree.
It's from BT3. It's literally
Yeah,
the
if you
same
just charge your attack and they don't have super perception, then perception is useless. Yeah, indeed. So super perception, they need to nerf it. They need to like actually remove it entirely. I don't want it. And the other thing is like how fast the stocks go up. This, if they just fix this thing, I think like a lot of the problems in the game they're just gonna get solved automatically.
Yeah.
Because
you can just spam key blast and then the opponent just blocks and you can.
oh, that's a
and then
different problem, Demon. That's
bro,
a
you
whole
still get
different problem.
You still get key blast stocks like instantly.
Oh
It's
yeah,
still
yeah.
working.
That's like how fast the stocks go up is insane.
Yeah.
And like it's so fast that you can spam after image strike, you can spam wild sense, you can spam after image, you can spam sparking mode, you can spam everything, and that's like you're gonna be depending on these things. You don't need to defend, don't need to do anything, just spam these abilities. That's just gonna make the game so watered down that you don't need skill. You just need to get beaten up a bit, and then you're gonna cook with just activating
Yeah.
after
But the
image
game is-
twice.
But the game is known to be unbalanced from the old.
No, this is the thing. Like, it's fine to have overpowered abilities like the sensu beans or like sparking mode or any of these things. It's fine as long as you don't get it every 2 seconds.
And
If
also,
they don't
them
give
not
it
taking
every
not taking 2 seconds to activate. Like Tenkaichi
Yeah,
3
yeah.
already had
Too
this,
fast
but they
value,
made it. They made it like no one cares about it because it's actually you have to be pretty good to pull it off.
Yeah.
The thing when y'all speaking even about those skills, I feel like let me use myself as an example. Like in BT3 or 2 or 1, one of the main things that I really used to depend on when I was playing those was trying to manage my blast stock. And if you notice, deflecting your key blast was really like one way of being able to gain that quicker compared to the other person. So the fact that in this game it doesn't even really reward you the same way it did before, and all you have to do is literally get beat up just to have 6 blast stocks in like 5 seconds is like
That's linked to another problem. This is like because like you can just spam the key attacks. It's just like
and
gives
that's the
no
thing about
skill
spamming it.
for the
And
key
to add
poking.
on to that, sorry to cut you off. Key blast has
Mhm.
no cooldown at this moment. That
Yeah,
is a flaw.
that was the thing in
That is a flaw.
BT1 as well, and that causes. So what happens is that you have an infinite in the game if you're going max power.
Like that is a huge flaw.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like what they call it, like getting more faster stocks with deflecting, key poking is fine, but that's if like the key poking is like hard to deflect. Like in BT3, if someone keep poking you, you can't just deflect it easily because like you getting staggered. So it's just like his skill at work. But in this game, you just spam, and when you just spam, you can just deflect and you get it like faster, which is garbage.
Because
It's like bad for you, bad for him.
if I remember, like while you're moving, you were able to deflect back then. But since they revamped how the dash system works, I think that's where the problem really stems from. Because you have to literally stand still to try to deflect anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think you still can while moving, but it's still like the problem still like stands, which is you can just spam.
Like all they really had to do was just keep the ascending key blast system and literally just give it a cooldown. Then that is like a simple poor choices that they made for this type of game. If they literally kept the same format they had from before, we wouldn't be getting these kind of complaints. They just changed too many unnecessary things.
Yeah, I mean to finish the point because Vibin said two things brought from BT3.
Mm.
So I'm gonna let another person talk about his points. 2 points I want from BT3 is like more freedom with the dragon homing to cancel them and do more things with them
Holy shit!
because they are
Yes.
so cool. They are so cool that even like what they call the hyper movement with the dragon homing in this game, it looks so cool, but it's useless. You
Yeah.
can do nothing with it. There's a lot of things that are like they couldn't implement. They could implement, but they don't. If they can bring back the freedom with the dragon homing from BT3, that would be amazing. That's gonna make the game is like 10 times more fun. There's more freedom. And the other thing would be what other thing?
We're gonna mention 10 mechanics already. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, there is a lot of things in BT3.
There are a lot of things that need to be added, but yeah.
I would
to
leave it
see
as that. I would like if just give me that. I want just that point. You can go solid
So
or like that.
we're gonna start first. I think one thing I really want added is pet peeve, really pet peeve, because this has been an issue in the first 2 games and they fixed it in the third one, and then they're going back. Ascending key blast.
Yo, dap
What
me
the-
up, solid, bro. Dap me up. What's good, my nigga? Yes, bro. That's
said
another
that,
thing.
bro.
So how do you
Please.
go from a really good combo extender that is really safe, it makes actual true combos a thing, to just jumping combos back in Tenkaichi 1? How do we go back from that? I don't understand, but it's what it is. The other one is I'm gonna go with 3 rules actually. Screw you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, there's
Screw you.
I can list out 10 mechanics actually, but I'll just do 3 that I think that can be added really easily and fix a lot of the game. The ascending and descend and the step barrier. That will allow for semi-flanks to happen. Also, just smooth. The step barrier feels like a slog, and you can fix that easily with that.
Oh,
Oh
God.
yeah.
Like,
It's like
Third
the
one.
ascend and descend in the 7 barrier is so slow.
Yeah, it's possible to semi-flank technically because now you can still do it. You can still ascend and descend, but it's so slow. If they fix that, we can get it back. The third one. What was I about to say about the third one? I think the movement. I like the idea of the short dash to an extent. I think the short dash should be edited where it should still take key, but your dash should be like the original Tenkaichi game, where you actually dash fully. That will mean we can get dash canceling back, we can chain dashes, we can do more things.
What about both
And-
of them, Solid? Like you get the boosted dash, but like without a cooldown, like the older build with the Summerfest build. The
We
after
could do that
Summerfest
instead. That
build.
could be something I want.
No, that's and an additional thing that when you first like boost dash, the next regular dash after it, the default speed gonna be like double the speed.
Because the thing is, the issue is that this dash system is like, it reminds me of the other arena fighters. It's generic. It's just a short dash. Storm has a short dash. Armored Core, funny thing, it's not arena fighter, but Armored Core. It looks like Armored Core is. Remember, anyone here play Armored Core before?
Me.
I don't play it.
You know how you dash, you do that short burst.
Yeah.
Does it look like that?
Know. Yeah,
Does
exactly.
it?
What we're talking
Yeah. So, I think I don't know why they overall. I think the one thing they should have touched a lot with was the movement. I think, like legit, I wouldn't mind if the game had Tenkaichi 2 or 3 movement, but the combat was like almost Raging Blast because it will still be fast, but overall.
I mean,
those
but
two
isn't that like a
mechanics
big
fix.
change? Solid. Like this is like, is it feasible for them to change the movement?
I think the movement, the thing that short dash, if they bring back I almost said E3, I miss E3, Summer Game Fest,
Yeah, that's the thing.
build
But
that,
that's not as good as BT3, but it is different.
but it also isn't. I think it could be better than BT3 if anything, if they properly implement it.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
different kind of movement, but it's so
It's
so
so
cool.
deep.
It
It's
feels like a
If
hybrid.
Vibing can edit some of the after Summerfest builds, the
I'm doing all
the movement
edits, so I
is
got you.
completely different.
It feels like
Yeah, like if you
I can
can
link
put
you
a
the
clip.
video. Is a Japanese one. It's from the PS360 video,
Hmm.
which is Broly thumbnail. Drama Super Broly.
You can ask Mo for the footage. I think he
I
has
didn't
the
know I
footage.
can send it. I already knew what
Okay.
Mo was talking.
Yeah, the
be
movement
honest.
in that build is amazing. Like I would love it if that was the movement.
Also, I thought I would be disagreeing with Krillus that Krillus was just bugging, but there is a lack of so you know, I think actually 2 and 3, when you move the analog stick, it's really precise. Like it's really precise, like on what your
Yeah,
direction
there's no
is.
mistake. There's no misinputs.
Like it's not misinput. It's like your analog. If you know anything about like digital versus analog, you know about it. But the game feels very digital. Like you only have 8-way. I think I have to say
I
it.
see.
And I think if they add it, I don't know. I think it might just be me bugging. Also, it just feels like that.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
Mm.
It feels like a hybrid of Raging Blast and BT3 in a way. Like when you move around with the left analog, it feels like it's already dashing, but the short dash is kind of like the little burst that lunges you in the direction you want to go. Because you can also do it while jumping.
I just really wish we just got remasters of Tenkaichi 2 and 3 first.
I mean,
You know,
I mean, let's not ask for impossibilities and just ask
No,
for
it
improvements.
can happen. It literally can. What's it called?
we might not
But
have maybe
next-
maybe Nintendo Switch might reboot they Wii version.
I'll be so pissed.
Like this is like they could not reverse their
They
like,
can.
marketing.
They can.
They
There's a
could-
whole studio called Bluepoint. They hired them before for the Budokai games.
No, it's like they marketed this as the new Tenkaichi.
Yeah,
They could not bring another one and say no, this is the new Budokai Tenkaichi.
Well, Capcom has done it before. Any other fighting game has done it before. You just need to market it different.
I mean, of course, it's feasible. It's not impossible, but it's like extremely hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's recommended. Yeah, I agree. But who wants to go next then? What to add?
Did you say what do you want to come from Tenkaichi to this game?
Well, I did Ascending Key Blast, the semi flanks with the speed.
And what do you want to remove from the game?
What do I want to remove?
Or fix.
Yeah, fix
Well,
or remove.
I think they should
course,
fix the
Vanish battles.
camera. I think
Oh
they should
yeah,
fix the lock,
yeah,
the
hell
lock
yeah.
on camera.
Fix the vanish battle.
Literally,
And make it like
when-
BT3. It isn't even that hard. The only issue is that you barely take key. You can already fix that. So
If somebody literally instant transmissions
And the
and
people
you just
complain.
log off and you can't find the opponent, I'll be searching my ass off. They need to fix
The log,
this, or
yeah,
maybe
the
also
login
the
log
log on
off
camera.
thing.
And
They-
for the
they-
people
they
that
need to
complain
make it
about
easier.
after image strike, you could just add back
I don't mind it. I don't
I
mind
don't
it at
mind
all.
it.
Don't
Yeah.
fix it.
It's,
Don't
it's not
fix
that
it.
broken.
No,
You
I
can
know,
play
I know.
around
Me
it.
either. I'm just saying. Remember when it had like a little key sickness when it made you
Oh,
yeah,
change
there's
oh
no
your
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
debuffs
the
in
yeah.
this game.
debuffs. The
There's no
debuffs.
debuffs in this game. That's why after
Yeah,
Mist
yeah.
Strike was kind of people were overestimating because there's no debuffs. If they
I really don't notice any debuff, bro.
Yeah, there is zero debuffs in this game. They need to add some like penalties on the overpowered stuff.
Definitely.
If they don't, I would not be mad, but I wish they do.
I think the reason why they didn't want to do that is because the way how the key system works in this game. Like this game is so heavily reliant on key management so much that if they would have had a debuff, I feel like casuals in general would be fucking complaining about it.
I mean, to a degree, I agree, but at the same time, like the old games had the same like concept too. Like
I mean,
having a
this,
more key than your opponent, you'll
yeah.
probably do better. But no disadvantages for like just being able to get back 6 blast stocks within less than a minute. It makes no real sense for them to leave it that way. You need to
Yeah.
really change that.
Black Stocks needs to be fixed. Oh god.
That is the number one thing I keep saying. Other than that, I really don't have no major complaint.
Anything else solid in terms of you want anything to be fixed or removed?
anything removed, so the Vanish battles,
Yep.
and also, I think Super Perception is funky. I think there should be it can be fixed by just adding a counter to it. There's no counters to it. You can just use it and like it's guaranteed. They can't counter it, so just fix that. If I had to do one more thing, my bad. If I had to add one more thing, they should honestly add in the canceling system from T2, but edit it a lot to fit with the T3 combo system. That would help balance out the over defense nature the game has by adding an offensive mechanic that allows the user to overcome the counters and defense overall. Because it would add a lot of mind games and also just cool things. So someone also typed in the normal cut emergency blaster wave. It got replaced by revenge counters, in my opinion, which is better. Yeah. Sonny, what do you want to fix? Yeah, because I went Hunter.
I did throw my
Oh wait,
opinion first.
Yeah, he
what
did
did
his.
Demon?
Demon.
Did Demon say?
Demon.
I said the one about the lock camera, yeah, lock on,
Lock
the
on
lock
camera.
on system. Yeah, I think they should fix this because literally, if anybody does instant transmission, you cannot find your opponent, especially on the big map. The big maps, just you've been like, even if you have a scouter, it's still hard to find. Just make it like a little bit easier for the people that are just having issues with it. I know for sure I'm not the only person that has come around with this issue. You know, that's just my thing about it.
Yeah. I think he also mentioned the Vanish battles,
Yeah.
which
there should
is
more.
it makes the game completely boring. And it's like broken in a way if you're facing a very strong character like Goji Super Saiyan 4, which is like if you have Nisky and you enter a Vanish battle with him, you're gonna get at least like 10,000 to 12,000 damage, which is silly. This should not happen. They should make it like harder to enter a Vanish battle.
I wouldn't say make it harder, just literally make it how they did before. Like if you had no
I mean, that's the
key,
thing. It is like harder to vanish in BT3, which is like they speed it up. Like the window to vanish becomes smaller and
Oh
smaller.
my! After going back to BT3 for a bit against Katara, a player, I forgot how I kept losing the Z counter battles for like a few minutes because of how fast they are in that game compared to here. They're fast. This is really slow compared to it. It feels.
I
Might be the
understand that.
power.
I understand that, but like adding at least like a dead end to where like if you have no key, it will
Yeah,
just put you behind the person. Like
I mean,
think
BT3
that
had
was
a BT3 had a mechanic where in the vanish battles, if you had the person who has the less key won, so it made Z counter. So it made the Z counter mechanic a thing where you don't want to spam it because if you have more key than them, that Z counter can backfire on you. Super counters in this game, aka original Z counters, they aren't like that. They're guaranteed. Pretty much, if you have more key, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
The issue is that a lot of these counters aren't double edged in these games. They aren't double edged, aka you can't just spam them or else they might backfire on you. You're guaranteed you'll always get your back, and that kind of, I don't know, it dumbs things down. It makes things boring because what's the point? That's why the game
What's
can get so
actually
stale.
funny about you even speaking about this, there's actually I don't know if it's a bug in game with
Trunks, step in.
Super Saiyan Trunks from Super.
Yeah,
When you're in a
and
Vanish
also Z.
battle, for some
Z.
reason you can step in with him.
Yeah, this is sword
Oh
characters.
yeah.
So
You
Z
can
Sword
do it.
Trunks from Z, and I mean Z
Tapion.
Sword Trunks
And
and Super
Tapion.
Trunks can do it.
Tapion can do it as well.
That's actually so weird. But
Didn't
It's
Dictor
kinda
Gero also can do it?
And you,
I
yes, you
don't
can
know.
also do it.
I
And
heard that.
Because
Dictor Gero can do it.
there's two types of tech to it. There's a defensive version and offense version. So
yes,
base
and a
Trunks can
sidestep.
do it on
And
the
there's a
super
sidestep.
counters. Yeah.
There's also a sidestep version, but when you do it with Trunks, and you literally get behind somebody. It's. I don't think they fixed it.
The stupid delay. This is what happens when I play against someone over the ocean.
Still better than
so
BT3.
players
Yeah,
garbage.
but anything's better than BT3 connection.
Indeed.
Nah, the netcode is definitely better.
Yeah, definitely better than BT3 and Raging Blast. Both definitely.
I couldn't even press a
What the
button
heck?
in BT3. It was.
What?
Did you see
Mine
that?
got cancelled.
Yeah,
Yours cancelled mine. Why is that?
Let's
This
go,
is a
I
glitch.
guess, on.
Oh,
Wait, like
I'm
that
down.
shit.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm down.
No,
Wow.
you ain't getting down, buddy. You're getting hit by the ultimate. Oh, sorry.
So I got one more question for y'all. So, do y'all ever think we'll ever have a viable competitive scene within Sparking Zero for like the next couple of months or even a year? Like, do y'all really think the competitive scene will like still be here, striving, trying to find new techs or some shit?
Without a patch, I don't think so.
I know I'll leave Hunter to do the first response.
Okay. Well, I'm
I
kind
think
of
it's
trying to
hard.
survive here in the game. You know,
I'm
he's trying
trying
to
to
come
tell
and then
you.
ask me the question. Look, I
This game
say
current
it
state.
depends. Look, the competitive scene will exist, but like very limited, very small, very even like weak if they don't fix it.
Yeah, they need a patch.
Yeah, if they patch it and they fix everything we said, I'm gonna be here playing this game for the next 5 years. Hell, the next 10 years. So yeah,
I
if they
agree.
fix whatever we said, they're gonna have like an amazing community that's gonna be here
But
for
the
like a
game, the
decade.
game just came out, so it's expected. We have a lot of issues.
I mean,
now.
of course they're
Just give
gonna
it time.
fix stuff, put stuff, but are they gonna do what we are asking right now? That's the question.
Yeah, because like we could take Xenoverse as an example, and nobody
Still
is
garbage.
even playing that shit ranked competitively or anything like that.
The game's dead.
Oh, there is a still small community. It's like BT3.
I mean, it's a small community, but like, it's
I don't really like to knock them down because we also had the same fate with Tenkaichi 3.
yeah.
So I don't really like this. Like I didn't know this stuff interesting in it.
Agent
People-
Blast just get kicked to the curb.
Oh yeah, because that's kind of
Like,
on the.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be one of the defenders for Raging Blast. It's an unbalanced game. Like I know that for sure. But at the same time, it has some form of like skill to the game. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
compared to Sparking Zero, like you could contrast both games and find both flaws within each other, and they'll even out. Because their cancel system, they basically bit that off of BT2. So if a game like that has a skill gap that where good players can meet, a game like this also needed as well. So I just feel like they need a patch that makes most sense right now.
I can't play in this connection, Hunter. I play too much Texas connection. I don't like this.
Nah. Just take the L. That's fine.
How are you?
I can
laying
take the
against
L,
him?
but I'm still gonna be annoyed by it.
How are
Good.
you laying
I
against
like
him?
to know you.
I know if I boot up BT3 right now, I might not ever touch
What?
Sparking Zero again.
Bro,
What?
there's
I'm not
so
even
much.
trying to be
There's
funny, bro.
there's so much.
No,
input
I'm
delay.
playing with Hunter. He got hit by my super.
Or there's so much input delay in BT3. I'm not even gonna bother playing that game, bro. I
Is that
was
Demon
pressing.
talking?
I was, yeah,
Demon,
Bro, I was-
you have no right to talk. Stop.
bro. Shut up. You just only hating on me
I think
because
he's
I'm
probably
Gogeta
talking about
Super Saiyan
Netflix.
4.
No. Demon is in Europe and he has as much of a bad connection with the Americans as I do. And he uses the
What?
most broken characters ever. I don't want to hear
I don't
from
want
him.
to hear you say that when you use
Oh
Broly
my
and
Oh
what's
No,
it called? Hit.
I don't
Oh my
have
God.
Broly now. Do I have
Oh,
Broly
you don't
now?
have Broly now. That okay?
He
Yeah.
decides to pick
First
Super
of all,
Saiyan
you
2
At least
adult
I'm not
Gohan.
having like
Listen,
Super Saiyan 4
Listen,
Gogeta.
listen. First of all, you play Broly. Second of all, you play Hit. Third of all, I never
Hit is
lag
not
against
broken.
Americans.
It's
I
not
never
broken.
lag against Americans. That's just the you issue.
What do you mean? Who's vibing? Who's solid then?
I don't lag against them. I never lagged against them.
Oh, he
Never.
never played against you guys. It was a fever dream.
Apparently, bro.
Wait, when did I lag against them?
Oh, nah.
I never. Wait, what? Nah, you're trolling. I mean, that is.
I forgot you got Goku is still a thing.
I think Hunter is jealous that his connection is
Indeed.
shit.
Is that your
Like
last
how
character, sir?
Yeah. Is this my
What?
last picture?
I think so. We can talk about it though, Sal.
Bro, Hunter, shut up. You play
No,
Broly.
we don't have to talk about it.
Bro's playing Broly and
Like how they call you.
Nah, it's not my last character.
Okay. You know what, GG's.
Imagine
We already talked
playing
about it.
Broly. Imagine playing Broly and talking shit.
No, we can talk about it.
Yeah, you got it. Come on. Do your ultimate.
Nah, it's fine.
What? Do your ultimate. Do your ultimate, man. This is
Nah,
such a
nah.
bummer ending.
Yo,
What?
solid.
My ultimate is not a beam. What do you mean?
Yo, solid. Solid?
Yeah, what?
Do- I have a question. Do
Mhm.
you, be honest, do you lag against me?
There's no lag, but there's input delay more than
Okay, that's fair
Oh,
enough. But that's,
even more
that's
than
not a
me.
big issue. But that's
more
not a big
because
issue.
you're because fighting against demon is still closer than fighting against you
Yeah, because
by a,
he's from the
by a
Middle
little bit.
East.
I still have. There's a reason why I don't go all out. I can't go all
What
out.
was the
against-
last question from Vibin?
That last question was, do you see this game being competitively viable?
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I
near
think
future?
I was the only one who answered that. Who
Yeah.
else answered that question?
Yeah, you want me to answer it?
Go on.
All right. I
You
think
just got
for
bitten,
now-
so
Shut up.
Damn.
I think for now, it has a competitive scene, and for the first few months, even if the state of the game doesn't change, it'll be competitive. But after it, it won't be. For if you said the first few months, yes, but they desperately need patches, just fixing the game up, just that.
Mhm.
What do you think, Sonny? Since
I don't want to talk negative about this game, but
no, it's fine because honestly, there's a lot of
Shit.
negatives.
because I look when I hit the Z rank, I wasn't even proud. Like it just felt wrong. Because at the same time, when I started fighting people at like those high ranks,
What was your
it
team?
seemed like they didn't just want to fight me; they just wanted to bully me, bro. Like just use the same characters, same moves, same just everything, same setup,
I mean, there's.
same cheese.
I'll give the game
It's just
benefit
too
of
much
doubt.
to call out, bro.
I'll just give a benefit of the doubt. That's every fighting game. When you go to ranked on Tekken, you'll see the same Dragunov, you'll see the same Ken, Street Fighter. It's like that. It's bound to happen. But I think Sparking Zero right now is already having that issue, plus a bigger issue a little bit.
It's because I think they worried too much before they released it, bro. 'Cause, like, I just felt like this is already a game that's gonna be opinionated. by people.
This is what happens when you release a modern Tenkaichi game in this landscape. The issue. I actually, sorry to say, sorry to interrupt. A friend of mine, Jagger and Vive the modder, they were talking about it. Tenkaichi. The reason why Tenkaichi 2 and 3 are the way they are is because the devs didn't have to listen to anybody, like from an audience of, oh, we don't care about this game having proper
Oh, I
mechanics.
believe
We
you.
just want Dragon Ball Simulator. Now they have to. It's not really disrespect to the audience or devs. They have to care about that now. The audience is more vocal. You have social media, so that factoring into it is probably why the main issues are happening.
I can't really just give a healthy opinion on it because the game is too busted right now to be
Oh yeah, it's busted.
observed by somebody like me, bro. Like it's too much shit that you just get rewarded when you shouldn't be rewarded for it. Like it's no reason why you're losing and then the match is just switching in favor because somebody uses an unblockable or something, or just regens with their skill stock or something. Like it's really unfair, bro.
And off topic, but I kind of always was afraid to talk about this like in a public setting, in like a video or some stuff, because there's gonna be a lot of people that say, "Oh, these are Tenkaichi 3 stuff," and you're not supposed to take this game seriously. And like, if you really want to go play Tenkaichi 3, but I really want this game to be good for both sides. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this should be casual. This should be competitive." It should benefit both sides at the end of the day. It should be both casual Dragon Ball Simulator, but also a proper fighting game to an extent,
Agreed.
of course. And if we don't have that balance, it's gonna be a crap show. It's a shit show.
Trust me, they had all the right tools to just do it right the first time. Like, maybe it'll get better later on if they do decide to do the right updates, but at the same time, they probably just need to go and look back how the old games ran.
They really need to just play Tenkaichi 3.
like that. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. I've been thinking about Raging Blast a lot more than this game. Like it's no way. Like I believe that game is more skilled than this game. Like it's hard for me to say that, but I want to. Because there's an actual skill gap in those kind of games. Like it's hard for me to just make that judgment.
I don't really understand the idea of like don't talk bad about the game because like fearing from like backlash.
It's
Because
constructive
how did we
criticism.
get what they call it Yajirobe fix if it was not for all the screaming? You need to make yourself vocal if you want anything.
And we
Like-
said that before the game launch, we need to be more
I
vocal than ever.
understand that, but at the same time, I don't really see myself.
You have full health. Don't use this.
Player like that thinks they know this game because I've been playing this game mod and like growing up. Like this is a game that I was good at. So it's a lot of things I do know in off the top of my head that a casual player just not gonna realize. So that's really what I mean.
Is that really it?
That's
Honestly.
about it, really.
Any other small
Well,
things?
we can go like for free or for all if anyone have any other questions with others.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
think
hold on. Oh, damn. This completely flew by my head. I'm so sorry. Can we talk about the recovery in this game?
Oh yeah.
Can we please talk about
the
Garbage.
recovery is a gamble.
I mean, I think we have like at least like 100 more points about what we need like to fix on this game.
we have 100 points on what this game
Recovery
needs to
doesn't even
fix.
exist.
Melee tracking is whack. Key tracking is sometimes whack. Oh my gosh. What's it called? The step in sometimes wonky. That when you use after image strike or after image or wild sense, if you do a step in, your character looks like the Matrix for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it intended?
I don't
or
even
not?
know at that point. That's the issue. I don't know. If that's
I actually
intentional.
don't. I don't know. I mean, and if you want to mention the point that we discovered just now, Vibin, the cutscene beam attacks.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh,
cutscene
I
games,
hate
yeah.
those, bro. They made it so long. It's like 50 years long, and then you have to.
No, it's not about them being long. It's a whole different story.
So what me and Hunter have found out is that if your cutscene beam super comes out faster, during the animation or during when you get hit like by a knockback move, let's say like a full power smash attack, if you literally just hold down the circle button and they do that super move, you could legit they like pretty much you're taking chip damage, but you're not taking full damage. It's kind of weird. So it's like
You're simply gonna guard, automatically guard.
You're in a recovery state, and as you're recovering, you're getting hit by the beam, but you're not taking the full damage. It's counting as a chip block damage, which is weird. It's interesting. The only characters so far we have tested that is not actually beating that is the fusions.
Of
Yeah,
course.
the three Gojiras, like like the ultimate forms, which is Blue Vegito, Blue Gogeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They are the only exceptions for this role.
Yeah.
Any other ultimates, if you like give me a 4-power smash and you do your ultimate, all I need to do is hold circle. Automatically, I would never get hit by your ultimate. I would just guard it. I would not guard it. I will get hit by it, but it will count as me guarding it, which is absurd. This is like a full-on glitch in the game.
Yeah.
Very much.
That's really another thing. Like perfect smashes, like it don't
They're
even
so
feel
easy, and they barely cover range.
It don't even feel perfect no more, bro.
Nothing perfect about that. It's just easy.
Bro,
Bro, I used to train in BT3 just trying to get perfect smashes in a row.
now I can just do them like by
But-
accident.
Look, I will not like scream fix it. It's like because it's not that absurd.
Yeah.
It's not as like the recovery. It's not like the vanishing battle. It's not like the key poking spamming. Not like the Z counters. How easy they are. Like
Yeah.
if you just as an easy perfect smash, it's fine. Like keep it.
They just need to change the speed of the activation time.
They just need to increase their range. Honestly, I could care
I mean,
less about that.
Look, everything we spoke about is an easy fix. Everything we spoke about is an easy fix. Nothing like major. Nothing hard for them to fix.
Yeah. I don't know. BT1 still best game.
I
Nah.
don't know if we can go that
Nah.
far now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, at least the
Solid be
game is
trying to
much-
hate on BT1.
What
I got
I
the perfect
know.
argument for him.
Look, I'm talking a lot of shit about this game, but I would
Yeah.
not play BT2 over this game. You,
Oh
you
my-
take
shut
that
up.
side.
No,
You
shut
take
up.
that
Shut
side.
up. Shut up. Why does everyone hate? No, hey,
Nah, the thing
wait,
about
Bonnie,
BT1
you know,
I was
that-
I
meant to
was
play
just-
BT too.
Bonnie, you just realized at the early part of Sparking Zero, I was defending Tenkaichi 1 because I said that Tenkaichi 1 feels much more stable, at least, and consistent compared to Sparking Zero. So you're literally you're trying out your own soldier.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm one of the best BT1 players.
I beat you last time we played.
You're lying.
Cope.
You beat me with cheese, but I beat you
I
with skill.
just use the game mechanic. I don't know about you.
You was spamming that
You said
rush,
I'm
that
using the game
unblockable
mechanics.
rush.
I'm using the game mechanics. I'm
I
doing.
mean,
what I
that's
want.
every cheesy player in Sparking Zero can use that excuse. What's
But
your point?
it's not even that cheesy. He can teleport. Funny enough, really easily. It's actually
Bro, the fact that rush is unblockable, bro. Come on, bro.
you just step in it.
Oh, really? There's no stepping in that game.
There is.
And
Like
BT1?
it's like weird.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. Thought that was a 2 thing.
Look,
2 changed the game though. BT2 changed the game.
I
Definitely.
mean, I think we have like more points. Like it's like I think, but we just take them as like what they call it, a given. Like fixing the rage quitters. There should be like more of a punishment. We
glad
take
you
as a
said
given.
that.
The
Need to mention
penalization,
it.
we need that too.
And the lobby system needs some tuning. Like why it's just like the King of the Hill system. Why there's like multiple lobbies.
I wish we had the infinite timer setting also for
yeah,
team
I
battles.
would love that.
Also, they need to
Oh,
fix it,
imagine
they
like
don't-
shared training. If we can just like
Yeah,
so
training
if
schedule.
we both training mode.
Yeah, Tekken 8 just added that recently. Funny enough.
Yeah, I would love that
Rank
addition.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have ranked team battle, bro. But they want to have BB battle.
Because That would take a lot longer than DP.
Think so for the people that actually pick who they want to.
I think they should have made a 3v3 setting.
Yes.
No, I think team battle in Riot is gonna be broken because a lot of people
Did
can
the
just
game
pick
crash?
whatever.
No.
No.
I
can just
disagree
pick
because you
whatever.
can pick whoever you want.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it just my game?
That's broken, no? Like
Yeah.
imagine you go Gogeta, Gogeta,
Shit.
Gogeta.
Look at Rage and Blast was fine to me. You pick all 5.
No, no,
Yeah, the
thanks.
Raging
No, Raging
Blast-
Blast.
No, all the dude. I saw Hawks match. It took like 20 minutes for a match. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, bro. Nah.
These are 5v5s. I'm not doing
I
that.
then go to DP if you don't like team rank.
But team, no,
That shit take way
it-
too
I ain't trying to
long,
have
dude.
my match end in like a minute.
we should do 3v. Just add a 3v3 mode, please. It would make things spicier. People can
Oh,
choose their mains.
my game crashed.
Because
Tag
shit
battle.
internet.
If I
Like
wanted a
2
30-minute
people at the
gameplay,
same
I'll play
time.
Apex.
Hey, I'll play Apex.
Crazy.
Wait, people play Apex? I'm kidding.
Yeah, don't let them hear that though.
I forgot about
Tag
Apex. Honestly,
team is more balanced, bro.
Tenkaichi tag team is more
That
balanced.
is crazy. bro.
Oh yeah, we spoke about like them adding the tag team feature, like the Tenkaichi tag team. That
With the
would
way
be
the
like
game is now, I
insane.
don't want them to add it. With the way the game is right now, I think it would be so crazy.
It would be just a massacre.
Oh, I cannot imagine all the tracking issues and everything.
The amount of unblockable moves that just get you.
Maybe not now, but at some point, if we can like me and Solid and Vipin and Demon like free for all,
I'm gonna
or
make
like
you lag switch
2
on
and 2.
purpose.
Yeah, that.
Do you mean like tag? Like I'm gonna tag you in? That's also like a system, but I mean like
Like-
all 4 of us in the arena at the
like
same
fighting
time.
fighters? You know, you can do that in fighters.
I think the fighter one is quite easy to do. Is it easy or not?
You can do what
You're like
Fighters
one out.
did. Fighters did, where
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
you can just tag in your friend, and then
I would love that system. That's alone gonna make the game lives a lot.
you can have the
longer.
3 idiots. I can body the 3 idiots. I'm kidding.
Oh god.
Bro, I would
I mean,
love
I
to.
don't. I'm not questioning that. Of course, you can.
I mean,
Because
I
they
think
think
it
they're
really
everything.
benefit if they do a mode
Bro,
like
I
that.
swear,
You
if
could
Solid
just
or
pick
any
one
of y'all
character.
play against those fucking idiots, the game because
Well, I didn't hear
they're,
you.
they're content.
No, we are not YouTubers. We can talk our shit about them.
I'm a YouTuber. Stop talking crap. I'm kidding.
Nah, we're
Man,
just talking
YouTubers
instead
gotta
of you.
make game money.
We're calling them out instead of you. It's fine.
Okay, I'm kidding.
I mean, can you be mad at them, bro? They gotta make their money, but
Yeah.
that's how they
Yeah,
are.
that's what I was saying.
I mean, no, I'm not mad at them.
Ramsdale's
I'm just
actually
saying
good.
they're not that good.
Ramsdale knows
That's it.
about Ramsdale actually knows about Tenkaichi more like than we think. Like he actually back in like 2013, 2015, he did acknowledge the South American players and not South Americans. I think about back when people wanted a remaster, they were like the game had more than what people think it has. He knows that the game has more than what.
I mean,
has.
but it's not about like knowing that something exists. It's about like actually having the skill to like show
I mean,
it.
by that reference, Quackra is literally no better than Dadadoya sometimes.
That's crazy.
I see.
But I forgot to change.
But I can understand where you're coming from.
Any other points?
See, I think that
You think
that's all
MUI
of it right
Goku?
now. I mean,
It's not all of them, Vibin.
well,
it's not. All of them.
it's not all though. But when we are hitting an hour into this recording session,
Yeah.
I think we
Oh my
got.
God.
Don't worry, you can cut out a lot of footage.
Oh
because
yeah,
it's-
obviously, but I'm gonna be here for a minute.
yeah.
But hey, I appreciate everybody's time. You know, actually giving feedbacks, their thoughtful opinions about the game, and you know,
Just
give some
vibing.
comparison.
Anytime, man. Anytime you want some complaining, bitching.
Anytime we
Yeah,
got-
anytime you want
Hey,
to
we got-
complain,
They're your number one complainers.
Yo, Solid, let me hear that TA.
Oh no,
complaint real
we
quick.
don't have more. If we have
what?
more here, he
What
will
is it,
he will
Vibin?
be raging.
I said, let me hear that Tekken 8 complaining real quick.
I am playing Tekken 5 DR. Sorry.
Hey, I don't judge. Tekken 5 is peak. It's peak.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
one of the
I mean,
best-
Tekken
one of
8
the best.
Honestly, I I'm having my Arthur Nash moment. I accepted it, Fate.
I actually like
It's
Tekken
good.
8.
I like it for kind of. I remember going to a ranked match after 5 months. I just spammed buttons. I still won. I'm like, what? I forgot what rank I'm, but I definitely put hours
You
in the
got your
game.
rank?
Well, it's been a
Yeah.
while because I kind of. The ranking is kind of a joke in Tekken 8 because you can
It
get
is.
really good ranks.
I mean,
It's like the same way for Sparky Zero. I don't know if you noticed,
I
but
mean,
like
it's
there's
more
fake
meta.
God of Destructions in Tekken 8, and there's fake Z ranks in this game.
Yeah, that's kind of why I didn't want to do rank.
Because if you go on YouTube, the first video you're gonna see is made weirdo rage quit 2 times in a row. It's fucking terrible.
Sounds
Like that's
a
what
mess.
people just looking for right now. Just the content, bro.
People should go back to Tenkaichi 3 for a little bit just to try it out.
If I
You
go
mean
to
the people who
YouTube
like
now,
didn't play it
Who-
in a very long
People,
while?
the people who are taking competitive Sparking Zero for the first time,
oh, who are
I
these people?
think they should try Tenkaichi 3 competitive and see how it goes. To
I
see
don't
our
look.
They might never.
I don't
pick
think
up
that's gonna be a
controller
pleasant
again.
experience. They're gonna get their ass whooped.
They might not pick a controller up ever again.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know what?
never again.
You know what's funny? That's how I got Pretzel into the game. He never played Tenkaichi 3 before, and he fought me as his first opponent on netplay. And I
Who?
didn't
But
pull any
Pretzel is
punches.
not the average like Sparking Zero enjoyer.
He kind of is, and also I. somebody
Oh, I
calls it-
see. You call him an ad. I'll tell him that. I'll tell him that.
Wait, what?
Don't worry, I told him that before.
Tell him you are like they call it a filthy casual.
No, but I'm talking about competitive Sparking Zero players. Those people who are open-minded to
Oh,
act-
like
the
the
thing
ones
is-
who are actually like
the thing is,
invested in Sparking
being
Zero.
being already in a competitive mindset for an arena fighter is already being open-minded. I think if you literally show Tenkaichi competitive footage and tell them,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
try it, I think
I
they'll be
agree.
more
I
than
agree.
willing.